Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another pre-market watch list here today on the Boiler Room. We are going to essentially find some of the best stocks to trade today. That's our game plan. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to share my screen, show you exactly everything that I'm looking at. And for me right now, there's only a couple things I'm going to watch so far today. Maybe some things change by the time we really start looking at some stuff here. But again, I hope that by the time we get into everything, there's a little bit more to look at. We'll take a look at some of the stocks you guys want to look at. Good morning to everyone. Hello, Laura. Good morning to you. Good morning, Joel, Yuri, Jeremy. So again, first off, let's just kind of recover here. Markets were crazy, extremely crazy on Friday. I made some good money trading on Friday because the markets were coming down. I had a few option calls against the market. I was also long on some tickers that would do good, if the market was coming down. Hold on one second. Let me move this thingy over. Let me read this. Yeah, actually, I'll do a video about my whole computer setup. Actually, one of my monitors is not working correctly, so I still have to figure that out. I think it's either coming down to the way it's configured in the back, or possibly I might need another graphics card. I don't know. I don't think so. I have one of my other good friends who's good with the computers coming out to check it on Tuesday. But right now, for the most part, everything's running. Just got a new microphone right here. So please, let me know if the sound is good. I believe the sound's probably better than what it was, especially my last microphone was kind of breaking up. So I got a new mic, so everything's pretty good. Everything should be rocking and rolling. Yeah, the gun show. Yeah. I stay lifting, bro. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we're gonna go ahead, share the screen, and then we're gonna get rolling. Wait. Oh, I'm over here. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna cover. I know a particular stock that a lot of people like right now is GERN. I kind of like it myself. I'm gonna watch that one today. So we're gonna share that. So here we go, looking at the screens. We got two screens up. So we might as well just kind of, we'll go over this real fast now that it's kind of up. I have we might as well talk about these two. All right, so first things first, here on the right side of the screen, this is the SPY, right? Here we go, look at the yearly chart. And then let me put my annotations on the screen here. Right, so yearly chart of the market, pretty crazy these last couple months, right? Friday was this day. Friday was this big drop right there. So that huge drop accumulated with a lot of selling volume right there. That really caused the market to come down a lot. So again, markets came down really hard on Friday. If we look at the charts now, if we can just look at a 5-minute chart. If you look at the chart now, you'll see that it bounced extremely hard at the 257 up to 262. Right, and it's kind of seeing some resistance in this area. You can kind of tell because it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So you can kind of tell yourself that right now, this 262 level, 263 level is definitely holding up as some resistance. Like this whole area, what I just mapped out, it's actually more or less, let me do it this way. It's more or less like this. Like this area, there's resistance in from about 263 to 261.50 maybe. That's kind of where it started, because throughout this whole area, right, like throughout here, like this zone, it just kind of just crept up. And yeah, you could say that was also during some slower after hours and slower pre-market trading, which it was. But this is more of a significant area because this is the area that we bounced and we chopped around on Friday for a little bit before moving up, right? So this was kind of like a chop area, support resistance area. So you can tell yourself that today trading like this area right here, this 263 to 261 is most likely going to be an area of choppiness, right? And then it's not until you kind of break out of the 263 or you break down the 262 area again that you'll probably see a big move to the up or downside. So that's the market right now. Okay, so what do I think is going to happen with the market? I think it's going to chop around today. I think we're going to see a lot of back and forth trading on the market. I don't necessarily think we're going to go much more green. Do I think we're going to go red? Maybe a little bit, but I think we're primarily going to see a more of a back and forth rally swing day on the market. All right. Now let's move over to this one. This one is AKER. This morning it's up to a high of 95 pre-market. So I know there's probably some people trading it, probably some people still in it. And I just want to give you my 2 cents. You guys know, a lot of you know that I did that analysis on AKER and where I kind of stand and what I think about the stock after doing my analysis. Let's see, 1 second. Let's go. So yeah. So again, right, a lot of you guys have been trading AKER. Now, I'm not saying AKER is the worst stock in history. I'm just trying to open people's eyes to the fact that going from 12 cents all the way to $1, again, that is, damn it, not Fibonacci. Always happens. I swear that always happens. All right. Again, from 12 cents to 95 cents, that's 700%, right? That's a huge move to go that far, right? So yeah, it's been on a nice bull run and it has not reversed. It just kept going. So it's definitely coming to huge resistance. The $1 mark, once stocks break the $1 mark and they become sub penny stocks, when they come back up to retest $1, they most oftentimes always fail. Like almost 100% of the time, they fail to break $1. And with that being said, I mean, it's almost already did it. It popped up to 95 cents and we're pulling back. So I'm saying that right now on AKER, it's at extremely big resistance right now. And not to mention, right? Not to mention, look at this move. This move popped up to almost $1 on like 0 volume, almost no volume, and it went straight up. That's not necessarily good. Okay. So with AKER, just be cautious if you're trading, if you're still in, if you've been investing in it. It's coming up to major resistance that you really have to be careful of. Okay. So we'll keep moving on. If you guys want to check out my in-depth analysis on AKER, just go into my recent videos and you'll be able to find a really big video on it. I'm going to do a separate video about AYTU as well. So let's move over to the stock that I really like today, which is GERN. I really like this stock, GERN, today. Yeah, Junior, today's a great day. You're up big already. It's at major resistance, AKER, that is. There's no reason to not lock in the profit. Yeah, I am on Thinkorswim right now. So looking at GERN, let's just think about this daily chart for a second, guys. This daily chart, and well, let me zoom out here first, but then let's go into this daily chart, right? This daily chart had a, I'm actually going to this daily chart had a really big run, right? You can see here that the stock GERN has been just ripping, right? It put in a low here of 174, and since then it just ripped all the way up to a high of 668, pulled back super hard, popped back up, and so it's fighting in this area, right? So the main takeaway from this stock is that it's over the course of like the past 2-3 months, it's up extremely big. Once again, another stock up. This thing's up 260, 270%. Really big. If we were to do a Fibonacci retracement on it, yeah, you might as well do it from like right here. The 50% level's at 423. So if this thing does pull back really hard, it could pull back and dump all the way to 50 or even 482. You're more likely going to see it drop down to $5 or $5.50 first and see some support there. But this would be like a very significant bounce zone right here, this one. This blue mark, which is right at 423, and then also this yellow mark, which is at 482, and then also this one here, which is at 363. All these right here, all those levels are significant bounce areas. The stock may see a little bit of a bounce before it hits those places, but these, or that one, this one, and this one, those 3 levels are going to be significant bounce areas for a stock or GERN if it pulls back to them. Okay. Now, is it going to pull back today? It could. Is it going to pull back tomorrow? It could. Is it not going to pull back for a week? You know, you never know for sure. But right now, it's looking like it's getting up there to the tops where it does want to start pulling. The only difference is right now it looks bullish. I'm going to delete these drawings and we're going to look at it in a different time frame here. So now let's look at like a 5-day chart. So on a 5-day chart, this thing looks extremely bullish right now. And I'm going to use a yellow line. So like you could draw a trend line, you know, in this area, and you'll see that this thing is just kind of following a nice steady trend up. You could do one from here. You could go from like over here. But either way, you'll notice that the stock is definitely trending up. And if you had previously drawn out a trend line, you would have seen the breakout, which would have been right here. So you can see that from the tippy top of 668 coming down over Friday's trading on the tops of Friday's trading, you would have created this pennant, this bullish pennant pattern. And you would have been able to tell that if the stock broke out to the upside here a little bit, we would probably start running. And that's exactly what's happening. It's starting to run because of this pattern that was breaking out, these higher lows. All right. So you have all the higher lows are like right here. So you have like this low, then, you know, it pops up. We have another low here, another one here and here. And they're all, you can see they're all getting higher, right? You're just steadily uptrending. So all in all, GERN is in fact on an uptrend. It is in fact on an uptrend, but there is a lot of resistance up here at this green line that I just drew. There's a lot of resistance here because that was the previous high at 668. What happened the last time it was at 668? It just completely dumped on itself. Right? So looking at that big drop, so right, think about that for a second. You just think to yourself right now and go, the last time it reaches 668, it completely dumped. So there's already people that are scared that that could happen if we get back to 668. So they might sell before it reaches there, which is kind of starting this slight pull right here, right? So this is already telling people, nah, it's a lot of resistance. So people might start selling even before it gets there. So right now, definitely a lot of overhead resistance on GERN. The only way I would even consider probably longing GERN is if it broke 668. So this is the way I would do it. It would have to break over, right? This price would have to come up, break over 668, and then it'd have to pull back, and it would have to bounce off that line. Because if it goes over it, great. But if it can't at least hold that level as a new support, then I wouldn't even want to long it because it could just come right up and just come right down, right? And, you know, who cares if you miss a little money and not by trading it? This thing's up so big, right? This thing is up so big over the past couple weeks that it's dangerous by even longing it at these prices. Not to mention, look at the last time it reached 668 and dumped, right? If that happens again, if you were to get in, if you were to try and buy this breakout, right? If you tried to actually buy the breakout over 668, you could easily get swept into a dump and you would just get crushed instantly, right? So pretty scary. David, good job for you, at least. No, as of right now, I don't have anything on YouTube that describes Fibonacci. So TVIX, I mean, we're not going to talk there. So all in all, game plan for me is to watch GERN. The only way I'm going to like it long today is if it breaks over 668 and holds. But for the most part, I'm looking at shorting GERN today. What I want to see happen is I want to see the stock GERN go up to 668, hit resistance, start coming down, and I want to short it right here. That's where I'm going to get short. As soon as I see that it's rejecting this price and rolling over, I'll probably short, anticipating that we might double top here and then just start coming down and start downtrending. Okay. I might even do an option call to the downside. I might do a put option today on GERN. Okay. So those were the primary stocks that I was really going to watch. It was basically GERN. You guys can still continue to watch TVIX and UVXY, but I don't think I'll even trade TVIX or UVXY today, just because I think that we're going to see a choppy day in the market. I think we're going to see the market going back and forth today like this. And if that happens, there's really not going to be a lot of easy plays on TVIX or UVXY. And the VIX, the volatility index, is at only 20, which isn't bad, which actually really isn't bad, but it's decreasing. So if there's not any downside moves here, the volatility index will continue to decrease, which means that the moves on UVXY and TVIX will become less. If you don't know any of what the hell I just said, check some of my recent videos, how to make money when the stock market goes down. And I specifically explain how you can trade TVIX, UVXY, inverse ETFs of the market with the volatility index, okay? Fear, exactly, all those things. I don't follow RSI to short. I don't necessarily follow RSI. RSI to me is kind of pointless a lot of times. It's not necessarily pointless, but RSI, it can give you a lot of false signals. I don't have any position right now on Journ. If I had to take a position, it'll be short, most likely. I don't like it long where it's at, because I know all GERN right now. Oh, hold on. And some people think I'm crazy. Like when I see these big runners and these big stocks, right? You know, even when they look bullish sometimes, I'm a lot of times bearish. I'm bearish when a lot are bullish because it's obvious that it's bullish, right? But the move has already happened. The move's been happening. And I know from experience that these moves on like GERN, these are just these are just momentum plays. This thing is just hyped up, right? Because what happens, this is exactly what happens, right, guys? This thing starts moving down here. And then some more people will notice it when it gets right here. And they're going to go, oh, shit, Journ's the best stock ever. And then more people are going to notice it here. And they'll be like, this is the best stock ever. They got a news release coming out. They're going to be presenting at a conference soon. They're going to they're going to blow everything up. So then more people get interested and they keep pumping it up. And then what happens is when the price gets up here and it looks like it's going to come down, people get really crushed. But here's the problem: is there's so many people that end up falling in love with it because it's making them so much money that they refuse to sell even when it starts coming down because it's been doing so well. So they keep holding it. And with that, and those are what we call the bag holders. They're what actually keep the stock up a little bit sometimes. A lot of people will prop the stock up just because they're not selling it or they don't want to, right? So even though buying pressure is slowing down, selling pressure hasn't yet really increased because all those people are refusing to sell because they're just holding the bag, right? So what happens is the hype comes in and more people get interested, and they just keep blowing it up till it gets super high at a price where people will stop buying, right? And then when people stop buying, it will start coming down, and then everyone will start selling, and then it'll just be a snowball effect, okay? That's a lot of times what you're going to see. And that's what I know is most likely happening. It's just a big hype and momentum play right now, okay? And exactly as Cooley just said, you sell into the hype. As this move's going up, right, here's the thing, right? Here's the exact thing. All these people right here, all the people that got in this red box have been selling, right? All those people have been selling throughout this whole move. They've all been selling on this way up, right? And the people who are buying, right, the people who end up buying in here and in here, those are the chasers. Even though you can still make money, these are the chasers. These are the people getting in last minute, right? These are where short sellers are most likely starting to get in for the move down, okay? This is, so let me put it this way. The yellow box, this is the money, right? That's the money zone. That's where you make the money. This next red box are people, actually, let me refuse that. Let me go back. We're going to do this, right? So bear with me for a second. These people right here are making the money, right? Then you have, right? And then we'll go to the red box. This red box are the people playing This red box are the people playing a breakout. And then this one, the white box up top, these are the chasers, right? So you have money makers, breakout buyers, and then you have the chasers. The chasers, and this is how it works. These guys make money on the people buying the breakout, so then they start selling. And then the breakout buyers make money off of people chasing it up, and then they sell. And then you have the people right here, which I'll do another box, which will be in, we'll just do blue right at the top. These are most likely going to be your more novice traders and more beginner traders right there. Those are going to be your hesitant, more beginner traders that will get caught in the top after seeing this thing explode and everyone talk about it and everyone say it's the best stock ever. These are going to be the chasers and the people that get in at the worst time, right? And then this blue box is also the box of short sellers. Short sellers are starting to come in and they're starting to pile in for a reversal, okay? And then let me make it even more clear. And then as a short seller, how would I know where I want to place my, my potential target? Well, you could do a Fibonacci, right? And your Fibonacci will tell you that if this thing does start reversing, it'll probably come down to about $5, $4.80, $4.21, or $3.62 if we do a really, really nice full reversal. And then this is where the bounce will probably be, somewhere off these yellow, blue, and green lines, okay? Now I'm going to take all this stuff off my chart. What time is it? It is 7:51 here. Or not 7. What am I saying? Not 7:51. It is 8:51. Okay. So, yeah, I hope that helped everyone kind of understand that a little bit better. There's a little bit of a lesson in there today. Well, so I don't necessarily recommend their education. From what I know, it's maybe not the best, but for some, they offer a really cool trading option, right? They kind of have a cool prop fund like trading option you can do that can help beginners, right? Or for someone who doesn't necessarily have a bunch of money, it can kind of help you grow an account. You do have an extreme amount of buying power with some of their accounts that you have to be very careful with, because if you use the buying power incorrectly, you can really blow your account up versus say you only have $500 to trade with. And if you only have $500 to trade with, that means you can't take a position that's more than $500, right? But if you have $14,000 to trade with, but technically only some of it's your money, you can use that buying power and you can really, really go into the red very, very fast. So that's the thing, right? Is you have to be extremely careful when you're using margin and when you're using, essentially not your money, right? Those are things you have to be very careful of. Let's see. So there's a lot of things to look at. I didn't really have a bunch of great stocks. I'm just going to primarily watch GERN today, honestly, guys. I made some good money on Friday. I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't been trading the best throughout this month. So I started slowing it down here this last week on actually trading actively. I kind of slowed down. I was just having a choppy back and forth month. I'd make some money, then I'd lose some money, then I'd make some. So it was one of those back and forth things. And once you do that enough, you kind of realize maybe you should start slowing down on it and just chill out. And that's what I've been doing this past week, and it's worked really well for me. So I'll probably just be focusing on GERN today. And then maybe a few bigger chip stocks like Facebook. I'm probably going to watch Tesla today. So regardless, that's all we have for you today. I'm going to actually get off the stream. I have to get back here. So I'm going to take off. I'm going to close it down there. So hopefully that helped, because it's more of a lesson today. But again, so just to recap, watch some big chip stocks right now. Like watch Tesla, watch Facebook, watch Apple, watch Google, Microsoft. Watch a lot of these bigger name stocks right now, because they're starting to see movement, because the market as a whole is pretty volatile. When the market's volatile and people are fearing market crash and all this, you'll see these blue chip stocks starting to pull back more so than they would, on any other day. Right. And that opens a great opportunity, because let's say that this isn't a huge correction that's about to take place. Maybe this is just a big dip, right? Say it's a huge dip. Well, that just gave the opportunity to get into Google or Facebook or Amazon or Tesla or any one of these stocks on it, because they've all come down a little bit. Maybe not Amazon. That one I'm not sure. I haven't looked at recently. But like Facebook, I mean, and they had the bad news, right? These bigger blue chip stocks, when the market comes down, they come down, and it provides a great opportunity to get in on a dip or something like that with bigger, more reputable and safer plays, essentially. So, so we're going to end it there. I will see you guys all tomorrow morning, hopefully for a little bit more in the watches. So watch some blue chip stocks today. Keep an eye on the market. Definitely keep an eye on the market. Like if anything, do that for sure. If you're going to listen to anything I say, definitely keep an eye on the market. And then watch GERN as a penny stock. Also, no, not yet. I'll make a different video about this other stock. So we'll end it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out the description below. You can get into our Facebook group, absolutely free, where we do some free watch lists there, and people kind of post and you can ask questions. Essentially just a free networking group for stock traders that you can use below. And then also our free chat room, and then anything else to stay in touch. So once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all tomorrow.